If your manager hasn't corrected you in months, that is not a compliment. That is a verdict. There are 5 of these verdicts companies hand down without ever saying a word. And by the end of this video, you will know if you have already gotten one. You do not get a memo. You do not get a meeting. You just get less. Less feedback, less opportunity, less of the company's time. So today I'm going to show you the 5 signs this already happened to you, so you can see it before your bank account does. Sign 1. The feedback freeze. This is the sign I just described. Your manager stops correcting you. It sounds like a good thing. No criticism, no notes. You assume you are doing fine. But when was the last time your manager told you something you needed to hear? Even if it was uncomfortable. Managers spend their feedback budget on the people they are still building. If they have already decided you are not part of the future, why bother correcting? Why coach a player who is not in next season's lineup? Maria, a project coordinator, went 11 months without a single correction. She thought she had finally mastered her role. She had not. Her manager had simply stopped looking. The feedback freeze is not silence. It is the absence of investment disguised distrust. That is sign 1. But sign 2 is the one almost nobody catches, because it looks like a compliment. Sign 2, the compliment substitute. This is when your manager replaces real opportunities with verbal praise. You're doing great. We really appreciate you. You're so reliable. These feel good. They're also the cheapest thing a company can give you. Praise costs nothing. A promotion costs a budget line. A new project costs trust. When a company stops betting on your future, praise becomes the consolation prize. It replaces the raise that did not come. It replaces the project that went to someone else. It is a payment made in a currency that never shows up on your bank statement. Derek was named Employee of the Month 3 times in 1 year and got 0 raises and 0 new responsibilities in that same period. The praise was real. The investment was not. Watch the pattern. If the compliments go up while the opportunities stay flat, the compliments are the substitute, not the reward. Sign 3 is the most painful because it does not feel like neglect. It feels like betrayal. Sign 3. The information gap. This is when you start finding out about decisions after everyone else. A new policy rolls out and you hear it from a coworker instead of your manager. A restructure happens and you read it in an email blast instead of a private conversation. A client moves to another account manager and nobody tells you why. Information flows toward the people who matter to a company's future and away from the people who do not. This is not always intentional, but it is always revealing. There is a name for this. The need to know demotion. The moment a company decides you no longer need visibility into your own work. You were never told you lost access. You just stopped being looped in. Angela found out her deadline had moved up by 2 weeks from a calendar invite she was CC'd on by accident. Not informed, CC'd by accident. If you keep finding out about your own job from secondhand sources, you have already been hit with the need to know demotion. Sign 4 shows up in your calendar before it shows up anywhere else. Sign 4. The meeting drain. This is when you get removed from meetings you used to be in. Quietly, one at a time, without explanation. At first it looks like a favor. We trimmed the invite list to save your time. But meetings are where decisions get made and relationships get built. If you are not in the room, you are not part of how the company thinks. Watch the meetings you do get added to instead. Performance reviews, check-ins, anything built around documentation, not collaboration. A company building your future invites you into planning. A company managing you out invites you into paperwork. James watched his calendar go from 12 meetings to 3. Nobody told him why. He just slowly stopped being included. The meeting drain is the clearest physical evidence of the quiet exit, because calendars do not lie, even when people do. And the 5th sign ties all 4 together. It is not something they do to you. It is something they stop doing for you. Sign 5. The advocacy vacuum. This is when nobody above you is fighting for you in rooms you are not in. Everyone who gets a raise or a promotion has someone advocating for them in a room that employee never sees. A budget meeting, a leadership sync, a hallway conversation between 2 directors. You do not get opportunities by deserving them in silence. You get them because someone with power spent their capital on your behalf. When that advocacy disappears, nothing visible happens. No meeting is canceled, no conversation is had. There is just an absence, and absences are invisible until you go looking for them. Robert only found out from a coworker's casual comment. Your director didn't push for you in the leveling meeting. Nobody told him there was a meeting. He found out 8 months later. If you cannot name who is advocating for you in rooms you are not in, you may not have one anymore. Here's what connects all 5 signs. None of them are dramatic. None of them involve someone telling you the truth out loud. Companies avoid the cost and risk of a direct conversation because a direct conversation creates accountability, and accountability creates exposure. So you get silence. You get praise instead of promotion. You get CC'd instead of told. You get removed instead of fired. The 5 signs are not random. They are the visible edges of an invisible decision. Once you see the edges, you can see the shape of the whole thing. So here's the real question. How many of the 5 do you recognize in your own job? If it is 0, you are still being invested in. Protect that. If it is 2 or more, the decision may already have been made. The only thing you control now is what you do next, on your own terms instead of theirs. Drop your number below. I read every single comment. I am Jordan. I will see you in the next one.